Good evening, good afternoon, happy Tuesday. What is going on? Progressively becoming. That's what's up. What's happening, folks?
Hey everyone, thank y'all so much for joining. We missed y'all. We didn't see y'all last week.
Yeah,
well, we're not seeing y'all today either, but y'all get it. But thank y'all so much for joining us for another conversation. As always, as you're getting on, make sure you like, comment, and share, and let someone know PB is on now. We are in the building, y'all. Yes, we are. We are in the building. And every Tuesday, right here, 7 p.m. Sharp. Hey, everybody.
What's going on, fam?
Thank y'all for logging on. Thank y'all for tuning in.
I'm sorry, I had to fix this. The lighting. We performed some upgrades, and we're still trying to figure this out. So if we look a little hewish, pray for us as we pray for you. Fam, welcome to our YouTube community. Welcome to our Facebook team. What is happening to all of you? Listen, I need you to like, comment, share. I need you to tag a friend, tag a family member. Tonight's conversation will hit hard. We are intentionally stepping on toes today. And today should be very interesting. So I do want to welcome again our Facebook community. What's happening? Those of you that's on YouTube, what is going on as well? Instagram, we are working on you.
Yes, we are
working on you.
Yes.
As well as to all of those watching us on our podcast, and to our online community, those that are streaming live right now on www.theprogressivelybecoming.com. Happy Tuesday to all of you.
Yes, we are toe stompers. We're gonna stomp on your toes.
Oh, we stomping on toes.
We stomp
today.
on toes here.
This is what we do.
This is the toe stomping community.
Toe stomping.
we are the toe stomping community. Anyway, yeah, guys. So it's good to be back. We missed y'all last week. We took a break. So we do that, we don't do that too often, but when we do, it's because it is much needed. So we thank y'all.
And I encourage all of you as well. Sometimes taking a break. And let me say this, I felt so bad about doing it. Right? Because this makes Progressive Becoming, we've been on air for over a year. I think probably July, actually a year and a half.
August makes a year
and a half. And so taking a break, I feel bad.
Yes.
Yet we often tell you that part of becoming what God has intended for you to become is to take moments of rest. And so we cannot practice those things that we do not preach. So we cannot preach those things that we do not practice.
Right, that's
but
it.
You can't practice those things you don't preach. Well, no, that don't make sense.
No, that
all right, fam.
No. You tried it though.
I tried.
It's Thursday morning devotion, y'all. Make sure y'all join us for that 6 a.m. when we pray with you. We pray for you. Y'all, we believe in the power of prayer, and prayer works. Prayer changes things.
It really does.
Y'all don't understand.
It really does.
Y'all don't really understand, but maybe you do.
We will share the testimony.
But this Thursday, Discipleship University is going down. We're gonna just start a little bit earlier for those of you that join us. We normally start at 6:30, but just come on at 6:15 if you can, please. Ma'am, please, sir. That's a part. And if you are not a part, you still can be. You can just go on and register over at theplaceofexchange.com. www.theplaceofexchange.com. In the voice of my grandson, Noah.
www.com.
And join us this Sunday for the Sunday Exchange, 9 a.m.
Absolutely. I say let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Here
Ain't
we go,
nothing
fam. Like,
to
comment,
it
share,
but
tag a
to
friend,
do
tag
it.
a family
Ain't
member.
nothing to it
As
but
the
to do
topic has said, manipulators beware. We are coming for your jugular. That's right. We are coming for every manipulator over the next 2 weeks. We are calling you out because you, my friend, are preventing many of us from becoming the individuals that God has intended us to be. We mentioned months ago, I want us to reiterate it, is that God has an intention, a desire, a plan for us in the area of our resources, in the area of our vocation, in the area of our character, in the area of our relationships, in the area of our bodies. All of those areas have a purpose. Your purpose is not one thing. It is comprehensive. Think of it like a juicy, gooey, hot apple pie. And every slice has a purpose to it. And so many of us can have and be living out our purpose when it comes to our vocation. Right? We are doing the thing that we have been called to do with the work of our hands. We are getting nicely paid because of it. But when it comes to the area of our relationships, we suck. Right? We are not living out the purpose of that God has for our relationships. When it comes to the area of our body, we are miserable. Right? We is bad health. We're not eating the way we should. Our emotions are erratic. Right? And so to become this complete whole person, because remember, God doesn't just want us healed, he wants us whole. And being whole means operating on purpose in your vocation, in your body, in your resources, in your character, and your relationships. All of that is comprehensive. One of the enemies to us operating in purpose, and I'm going to say this, here's the first toe step. One of the enemies to operating on purpose is people. Can you put that in the comments? People. People will stop you from operating in purpose. And one of the ways they do that is through manipulation.
Right. And just before we get into it, we just thank God for that shout, that testimony. Mother Gladys is in a regular room, no longer in ICU. So we thank God. I can't scroll by and like I don't see that. So
that's awesome.
We thank God for that.
Yes.
We love you, Mother Gladys. You're gonna move on out that place. You're going home soon. We already know what's coming. Show you right. This conversation tonight is one of great importance, y'all. So are you the one doing it? Or is it being done to you?
I think I need to look at you when we have this conversation tonight.
Or is it happening to you? As we go along this topic, you may very well get your answer. And honestly, we talking about manipulation, y'all. So are you the one being the manipulator, or are you being manipulated?
And I wonder how many people will admit if they are the ones that are manipulating others.
Because honestly, I think we all, I'm going to say this, we all have or have been either the perpetrator of manipulation or being the victim of manipulation. And we may have recognized when we was on the other end. So we may have recognized when we was being manipulated, but didn't realize that we were the one doing it. And some have, though. Some of you know that you manipulate folks.
Some people know they are manipulators.
Right.
But the thing about a manipulator is that they won't admit it.
No. Right. But I mean, we got to be honest. Because we try to be real here at PB. Some of us has been both. And manipulation is coercive or unethical behavior driven by the goal of exploiting or controlling another person for your own personal gain.
That's good. Yeah. Let's remember this truth.
You busy right now.
If someone, I'm working in a lot of areas. All right, mind your business. Thank you.
Well then,
mind your business. Let's remember this truth. If someone can manipulate you, they can control your actions and your thoughts. Your actions and your thoughts, that's you, right? Once somebody can control your actions and your thoughts, they control you. If they can control how you think, they can ultimately control how you move.
Right.
If they can control how you think, they ultimately control your behaviors. If that happens, you are the one that is being controlled, right? Manipulation. Here's the crazy thing about manipulation. Manipulation can appear in ways that you don't even realize that you have just been manipulated, Right. You don't even realize that your actions and your behaviors are actually being controlled by somebody else.
Exactly.
Because manipulation is so cunning.
Yeah. You don't see it. Well, yeah, you don't. I think you. Well, we'll talk about that later. I think if you are like mature enough in it, you can recognize it.
I got
when it's happening.
The key word is maturity, but we'll cop one out later.
Yeah. So, for instance, like I'm gonna give y'all an example. So Jamel, he want to stay home, right? Because he tired. He just want to rest. And now me, I want to go out. I want to go to the movies. Now the manipulation comes into play when I try to coerce him into doing what I want. So I'll say something like, I just want to spend time together. Or, I want to go out with my favorite guy and go watch this movie. When the reality is that we can spend time anywhere together. Sure. If I just want to be with him, we can spend time at home. Sure. And I'm just using those choice words to get him to do what I want, regardless of how he feels and regardless of what he wants. Sure. Yeah. And ultimately, he gives in and he'll go with me to the movies. Yeah. I mean, he'll fall asleep in the movie theater, but I got what I wanted, right? Manipulation.
But in that case, and we're probably getting a bit ahead of ourselves, manipulation needed an assist, right? It was me being passive, right? You cannot, fam, listen to us. You cannot, or it will be very, very difficult to manipulate, control someone that has a dominant personality. Right? Manipulators feed off the weakness of passive individuals, right? And they often use intimidation to get what they want. If you're passive, if you're weak, if you are easily influenced, right? If you want to please everyone, right? Manipulators, they recognize that in you and say, hey, you know something? I can exploit that individual into doing what I want them to do. Right. And we see it happen all the time. And I hate to say this, but we see it happen in our communities. We see it happen in our schools. Can we be real? We see it happen in our churches, right? Where the kind one, the one that's, the kind one, you could ask sister, you could ask sister so-and-so to do anything and she'll do it because she has such a kind heart. Right. Right? And then if you're the manipulator, you'll eventually say, hey, you know something? I can manipulate sister so-and-so into doing anything I want because she has such a kind heart. Right. Right?
Because we know she'll do it.
Because
and you heard that. Oh, I'm going to ask so-and-so. I'm going to get so-and-so to do it because I know they'll do it.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's kind of messed up. I didn't even think about it like that.
And it is a form of manipulation, especially when you are trying to get them to do something for your personal gain. That's what manipulation is. Right? You coerce someone into doing something for your personal gain that perhaps they do not want to do. Like, Jamel Tony has been manipulated. If you have ever been manipulated, can you put in the chat, just raise your hands. I have been manipulated.
Tell them my family, I love them, and they are my favorite just to get money.
Again, for their personal gain.
That's Lydia. She said that's what she did. Well, yeah, she did.
Manipulation. Right? So, I remember, there was a time where, I felt I was being, I didn't know I was being manipulated. Right. Such a kind heart. I'll do anything for like anyone.
I mean, you generally will.
Yeah. But then I've realized that, wait a minute, some things that people was asking me to do was because they didn't want to do it. And because they knew I would do it, something, ask Jamel to do it. Or, ask Mr. Tony to do it.
Because you had a problem with, you had an issue with, you didn't know how to say no.
Manipulators love people that can't say no.
And if you don't know how to say no, you like a good target for that. Yeah. And manipulation is just easy to do for you.
Manipulators love people that cannot say no. It is exploitation. And we have been exploited so many times, right? Therefore, fam, it is so important, I think, for all of us to be aware of the signs of manipulation so that we can protect ourselves from this type of abuse.
Yeah, and just so you know, manipulation is abuse.
It is abuse.
And abuse is the improper usage or treatment of a thing, often too unfairly or improperly to gain a benefit.
Yeah.
And just like abuse, the target is your mind.
Absolutely.
Because the thing is, if I can make you think you're not being abused, you will never identify that you're being manipulated. You will never identify the manipulation.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
The reality of it all is that every day of our lives, y'all, we are targets of manipulation.
Targets.
We are targets of manipulation.
Targets. Yeah. The moment you wake up and open your eyes, the moment you walk outside of your door, the moment you turn on your television, the moment you call your friend, your family member, you are targets of manipulation. Someone, something wants to control you for their personal gain. We see it all the time, right? You go outside and all of, you see these billboards, showing all of these ads, right? They want to manipulate you into buying their product for their personal gain, right? Especially when half these products don't work. So and
don't got nothing to do with the thing.
Let me say this. So today is Amazon Prime Day.
Oh yeah, right.
Right? Yeah, today is Amazon Prime Day. They said that today Amazon will look it up. Amazon will gross over $1 billion in sales over the next 2 days.
I knew it was Amazon.
And I promise you, by the end of this week, those lines for Kohl's and Whole Foods and UPS is going to be out the door because people are going to be returning products. Right? It is highly suggestive. We live in a world full of suggestions. And maybe I shouldn't have said that because now Sharon talk about she forgot. Stay off Amazon.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about the Amazon Prime Day. I saw it this morning. I was like, oh okay. Now I don't even need to order anything. No. But you go on Amazon, you can find something to order.
Correct. And how many people scrolling through their app was like, oh, it's Amazon Prime. I gotta buy something.
Yeah, I can buy something.
You are being manipulated because you don't have to. You don't have to. You're going to be turned in anyway. You don't have to. All right.
She ever said she needed a shoe organizer.
Yeah. Do you really? Or do you just want a shoe organizer? I'm just saying.
Well. Needing one a shoe organizer is all in the same realm. And like the news. I think the news is like highly suggestive and manipulative.
Okay.
Like for me, and not throwing shade to anybody that watched that network, I don't watch Fox News because I feel like their news is just biased. And like by watching it, to me, and if you don't realize that it's biased and that the view is one-sided, it would allow you to think that whatever they're telling you is truth. And that can manipulate you into thinking or, seeing their views as your own. That's just me.
So here's where I disagree with you.
Of course you do.
So
I think we do.
I think especially when it comes to
Sharon.
When it comes to these news outlets, right? Yes, news outlets are highly suggestive, and it's not just Fox.
No, but I'm using them as
CNN.
An example.
It's NBC, but the reason why you use Fox is because you're biased towards the other liberal news networks.
No, I just
no.
Okay. I just don't like them because their position. So you, regardless of anything, where they stand, their position. Whereas some other news networks, I don't know what your party is.
Name one news network that you can watch an hour of their show and not know their position. Name one. You can't. You cannot.
I can watch Eyewitness News.
No, see, so
I'm talking about the news.
Okay, so we're talking about news networks.
Yes.
So MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, Reuters, Bloomberg. all of them have a bias,
Well,
right? And so my issue with this is,
now you gonna come for me?
no, I'm saying.
Come
So
on,
Fox
right
News is biased. They are. You watch them, and it is highly suggestive. But here's my issue: you made a choice to watch them. So
I did not.
Okay,
I don't watch.
Okay, so anyone that watches Fox News makes a choice to watch it.
Right.
Either you want to watch it because you agree with their views, or you want to watch it because you just want to hear what the other side is saying. Either or, you made a choice to watch it.
Okay.
Does my choice to watch them, knowing their bias, make me a victim of manipulation when I chose to watch their bias? So where does choice come into play when it comes to manipulation? I know Sister Sally is a crook. And I know everything that she's going to tell me to do is going to be for her personal gain. And I make a choice to engage with her in a conversation. Am I being manipulated, or am I making or it's like?
Well, I think that's where we discuss like the maturity aspect comes into it. Because, making a choice to continue in a conversation or in a relationship with somebody that you know is manipulating you. Like, for instance, I know that you're a manipulator.
Okay.
And anything that you're saying to me, I already got you pegged.
Okay.
I already got your number. Okay. I already know what you're doing. And to me, it's like, all right, I'm ready to play a game, so let's go.
Okay.
So I think in that instance, if I can recognize it, then no, you're not manipulating me.
Okay.
But even if I choose to watch it, I may not understand that I'm being manipulated in that moment. Okay. And I could just soak it up. So
here's a question for you. At what point does suggestion become a manipulation? Right, well, like what's the line and when is it crossed? Like when does suggestion become manipulation?
Well, for me, that's just me. I think suggestion becomes manipulation when I take your suggestion over what I actually want to do and just go along with what you say just to give in.
Okay. Can we disagree?
That's what we do. We don't
so
but I like what Lydia said when it stops being a suggestion.
So
go ahead. Say it. Just say it.
I think it's deeper than that, because I think in order for manipulation to work, in order for suggestion to work, it has to appeal to you. That's just me. Like so Miss Tammy, the only way I can this is what I believe. The only way I can manipulate you is to suggest something to you that in some way appeals to you.
So
I think there has to be a level of appeal in order for manipulation to work.
So you saying anytime there is manipulation, it's appealing to the one that's being manipulated?
I think there has to be a level of appeal.
I don't agree.
So here it is. If me and you are engaging in a conversation, we don't know. Well, no, I know you, right? We're engaging in a conversation, and I am telling you about a particular individual that has done wrong, right? And I'm telling you that, this individual is out to get you. They don't like you. They want to defame your character. They've been talking about you. They want to scandalize your name. All this stuff, right? And in my tone, in my conversation, I am suggesting to you that you do something against them, right? I'm telling you, maybe I think you should get them back. Maybe I think that you should start spreading rumors about them because you got to protect yourself first, right? I'm giving you all of these suggestions to manipulate you into attacking the other person because I have an issue with the other person, right? So I'm going to use you for my personal gain to attack the other individual. Right. With Lakeisha as she is, will you give into my suggestion?
So I can understand what you mean by it's appealing. So it is appealing, but I won't do it because that's not me.
Exactly. It's not you. So I can't manipulate you into doing something that doesn't appeal to who Lakeisha is? No, I mean,
I understand that scenario, where what you were saying, yes, it is appealing. Okay,
Yeah.
I can get where I can want to do that. But I wouldn't, because that's not who I am.
Exactly.
But not in every situation, I think. I think it depends on what you're being manipulated to do.
Okay, so maybe not appealing to you. So, for example, and this may be a deeper one. For example, you have a couple,
Making them think today, y'all.
right? You have a couple, and you know this couple has a controlling dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
One individual has control over the other individual,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can see the level of control. That individual that's controlling the other person is manipulating the other person to do things for their own benefit.
Right.
To me, the only way that individual does those things is because within that individual, there's a need to be loved, there's a need to be liked, there's a need to be accepted. It's something about the suggestion that's appealing to that individual.
Because they think that control shows that you love me.
Exactly.
I understand. I understand that. All right, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand.
And
that
so
I can understand.
And so the danger in this is that we've been talking about, manipulation is a bad thing, but if we're being manipulated, what is it about us that finds their suggestion so appealing?
I got you. I got it.
And it's like, so we can't just point the blame on the manipulator. At some point, we got to look at the manipulatee,
right,
and say, okay, well, what is it about me that has some level of appeal towards what they are suggesting?
I get you.
Okay.
I understand.
All right.
I understand that point now.
We want the long way.
But I get it. I understand it now.
Yeah, because the greatest manipulators study you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I can't present you something if I don't know who, if I don't know you.
Me. Right. That's true.
Because I don't know what you're about.
Yeah, because most of the time when you manipulate it, it's usually about people that you're in close relationship with. Yeah.
That's it. And that's why people can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have studied you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's why our families are so, this is why our children are such great manipulators.
Uh-huh.
Because they've studied you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they manipulate you and don't even know it's manipulation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right, so, yeah.
And then we can look at our lives and we can see the power of suggestion. So we all have like that one relative in our family that'll say something like, you should be doing this, or you know what you should be doing. Pretty much suggesting and trying to tell you what you should be doing.
What you should be doing. Yeah, true.
And
true.
It was like the same thing with our son Tyler.
Oh yeah.
With him going to school and what career he wanted to choose and everything. Mm-hmm. And when me and Jamel was talking about this, even when it was going on, it was like, I don't find that we was manipulating him. But then when I thought about it, I was like, it say manipulation is for your own personal gain. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, in his school choice, we was manipulating him because we wanted him to go to a school that we wanted him to go to based on how much the daggone school cost.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the personal gain to us.
Absolutely. In the words of Larry Reed, absolutely.
That's what.
Absolutely.
We tried Sister Nancy, but it didn't work. He ended up going to school that he wanted to. And so it is what it is.
Better get that beam. Listen, no, we tried. I was hard manipulation.
We was trying hard.
Right. I was like, you should go to this school. Was like, you sure you don't want to go here?
Yeah.
Like, Tyler, look at all of the stuff that has to offer. Like even when it comes to his career choice.
Right.
You know, like we're like, oh, Tyler, you know, maybe you should do this, right? You know, maybe you should do that. Because in my mind, I'm like, my personal gain was when you graduate college,
Right.
you out this house. When you graduate, we give you 6-month grace, and you need to find your path.
Right. You didn't give him that much time, but yes.
Yeah, I think correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
so we was so great question. We would call that wisdom. We're giving you wisdom,
Right.
but it was the manipulation. So is there an issue where wisdom and manipulation can be like where you can disguise one over the other?
I mean, yeah, we called it wisdom then because that's what we thought it was. But after studying this topic and researching, we realized we was trying to manipulate the child. Thank God, he has his own mind.
He has his own, but
I'm sorry, what was your question?
But wasn't it wisdom? Like,
it was wisdom, but I just think it was wisdom on our part because, of course, you want to look at finances.
Correct.
But at the same time, it was like we know he didn't want to go there.
Okay, I got you.
So we was manipulating him to go to the school of our choice for whatever the reason was.
Mm-hmm.
Not thinking, how that would affect him. We would think about ourselves.
Yes.
And even like when he was looking for schools, like we wanted him to go to schools that we wanted him to go to, because living through our dreams that we wanted to be a part of these
Say
schools.
that again.
Yeah, we was living our dreams on what schools that we didn't get to go to. Now we want you to apply to these schools because we wanted to go there, we didn't go, so now we want you to go. Manipulation.
Yes. Yeah, we want the homecoming experience of going to college football games, knowing you not into football.
He's not into football. He's not into sports.
But he went for us.
He went for us. Like, yeah, we did. When we went to his school, they had homecoming. He not into football, but he went because we,
But he won because we.
So we thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, we thank you, Tyler. Yeah.
But anyway, let's back to it. So the question is, can manipulation be positive? Can manipulation be positive?
I think so.
What do y'all think?
I think so. So the definition of manipulation is something perhaps unethical for personal gain.
Right.
I think manipulation, there's some integral factor into action, right? I think manipulation can either be positive or negative. It can be constructive or it can be destructive. The question is, are you using it for your personal gain? Like, what are you benefiting from your suggestion towards this individual with no regard for them?
Right.
And I think that's ouch.
Aww.
Yeah,
Hey,
ouch.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
We owe him an apology.
I don't feel bad.
I do.
I do not feel bad. Because when we get home, I'm asking him, Tyler, you sure you don't want to transfer?
You said that on the way when we picked the boy up from this last semester. So you still trying it. I'm over it. Like, where he want to be. He doing great, actually, in school. Let's let it ride.
So here it is, fam. The one trait of manipulation, and we're leaving, that we often miss is that manipulation is cunning. Because if manipulation was able to identify itself, it would fail at its attempts. Because no one wants to be controlled. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, nobody wants to be controlled by somebody else.
Okay.
Absolutely. You want to be in
You don't
control.
think so?
I mean, I don't think logically you want to be somebody control you. I think having control and being controlled is different. Like, you can have a control over certain situations in our marriage, but you're not controlling of me. You don't control me. You don't control my every move, every thought. Some people have that, and I don't think that's something you want. You want to be controlled? I mean, in some situations, but anyway.
I think.
Come on, get it together.
I think
They
didn't hear that. I think within everyone, there's a level I think within everyone has something within them that wants to be controlled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so.
I mean, you don't want to live in chaos, of course.
And that's why.
I mean, you don't want to live in chaos, but
that's why. I think even when it comes to children, I think children may not like discipline,
right?
But this is what I've learned: they respect discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Some
I
do,
agree with that.
I would say.
Yeah, some.
Right. Even if they don't say it, they may not like it. They may disagree with it. They may fight against you doing it. But I think in their core, there's a level of them that respects it because they know they need it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think whether we want to admit it or not, I think there's something within each of us that wants, that learns, that desires submission.
I mean, but we submit to God.
Yeah.
And we submit to the laws of the law abiders submit to the laws of the land. So I mean, there's things that we do submit to.
Yeah.
And relationships, you do have to submit to each other, but isn't that like free choice to do that?
It is free choice. I agree.
So I think you choose that. Yeah.
But I don't want us to think of control as, because most people when they say control they think of dominance.
Yeah.
Like a negative dominance.
Right.
Where I'm thinking of control more or less on the lines of boundaries and discipline.
Okay.
And being governed.
All right. So with that being said, I think that you do have everyone has that.
Yeah.
That they would want that control. In that instance.
In that
instance. Now we working through this conversation together.
Lady Nancy said, I feel that we should be submissive and not manipulate others. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Say it.
No, if all of us are honest, if all of us, I think, would just look at ourselves for one moment, we would say there's something in us that wants to be controlled. Think about it.
You mean dominated control?
No, I'm just controlled in its natural sense, not in any negativity, not being abused. I think there's a level of within us that needs boundaries, that needs guidance, that needs instruction, that needs discipline.
Right, because I think control
that we crave for. That we crave for.
Control offers structure.
Okay, I got you.
So I think in that instance, yes, everybody wants that.
Okay.
And you would crave that.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm just saying, right? So I think the focal point of manipulation is twofold. And what's that?
It's what and who. Okay. What do they want you to do? And who do they want you to become? What they want from you? Yeah. What they want? What they want you to do and what they want you to become.
Yeah.
And for their benefit, manipulation always has a need. It always has a need. And the thing about it is it needs something to feed off of. It needs something to fuel. It needs its fuel. And that need is you. That need is us. You are the personal game.
Yeah. Yeah. So in many ways, and this is for the mature people that can get what we're saying. In many ways, when someone is attempting to manipulate you, if you are mature enough and aware enough to recognize it,
right,
it can almost be a compliment in a sense. Well, like yeah, it could be like, okay, like I know what you're trying to do,
right?
Like you could be talking to me, you making all of these suggestions, right? Because your suggestions ain't nothing but manipulation, oh, I think we should do this, and I think it'd be a good thing if we do it like this. No, you trying to manipulate me into getting what you want by making it look like a suggestion when actually it's a command.
Right.
But you're doing it in a nice, nasty way. Can somebody put in the comments nice, nasty? just nice, nasty. Right? So
your suggestion is not really, I'm not really suggesting.
No, you telling me.
I'm telling suggesting.
Yeah, you telling me.
Suggest to tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, but if you look at that person and be like, wow, this person is legit trying to manipulate me into getting what they want because they need something from me. A mature person and a weird person that recognizes that can be like, all right, so there's something about me that's actually, okay, that can make what they want work. But I'm not going to give it to them because they're using me for their own personal gain. But you can walk away from that knowing, all right, yeah. They wanted some personal gain, and I was actually the gain that they wanted. I think it's another way to look at it. That someone trying to manipulate you is like, all right, you got something going on.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, when you can recognize it.
When you can.
That's the key. Is when you can recognize it. Don't get it twisted, y'all. If y'all not recognizing the game coming, then that didn't apply to you.
It don't apply to you. You will be manipulated in their nice, nasty way.
Right.
Okay, but if you recognize it, then it's like, hey, okay, you can do a little pat on your back and be like, okay, I have something that they actually want.
And I could honestly say there's been times in my life that you realize and you can recognize somebody trying to game you and manipulate you to get something that they want. Ain't got nothing to do with what you want. It's really just the end means is whatever they want. Yeah. And you can recognize that. Maybe not in all situations, but there may be times where you have recognized that somebody's really trying to manipulate you. And you either could say, you know what, game on, I'm with it. Let's do it. Because I see you.
Yeah.
So, or you could be like, nah, we not even going there. Yeah. But see me, I'm petty like that.
You would be like, game on, let's do it.
Let's game on, let's do it.
Yeah.
I could be petty.
Yeah. The manipulator manipulating the manipulator.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Family, we got to go, but we'll pick this up next week. But there are many reasons people manipulate others, right? One of those is control. We mentioned it before. People who manipulate might be driven by a need for control or controlling tendencies, which may feel thrilling towards them. They get a thrill out of being in control.
Right. Another one would be low self-esteem. So manipulation can be a way for a person to avoid feeling bad about themselves. People manipulate largely due to lack of self-confidence or lack of self-esteem. They may not feel that they have the ability to get what they want on their own merit.
Yeah. And the thing about a manipulator is you'll never see their low self-esteem. Because a manipulator cannot show any signs of weakness. Right. They have to be dominant.
Yes, they got to show control and power. Yes, all of that.
They always have to be in control, but in actuality, they are suffering from low self-esteem.
Wow, yeah, that's good.
Right? Another reason why people manipulate others is ego. Somebody say ego. Right? A common reason among narcissistic people, right, which is someone who manipulates, may believe that they are the brightest and most capable persons around and might use manipulation to feed their egos, and that they can outsmart others and gain from their efforts. They have an ego, and their manipulation feeds their ego.
Yeah. And we talked about this already, personal gain. A manipulative person might use these tactics to attain something they want, such as money, power, or attention.
Yeah. And the greatest manipulators, they do it as avoidance. Manipulation might offer a way to avoid taking responsibility for their own selves and for their own actions. So I manipulate you so I avoid taking responsibility for my own actions. Next week, we're going to talk about the 4 stages of manipulation. 4 stages of manipulation. 4 stages, ways that you can identify if you are being a manipulator or perhaps you are yourself engaging in these 4 stages towards somebody else. Because as my wife said, all of us have the tendency and the ability to be manipulated or to manipulate others.
Yeah, especially when you want to do one thing, somebody else want to do something else, and then they input things into you.
Yeah.
Where it prevents you from doing what you know you want or you need to do.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
Manipulation.
Well,
Good God from Zion.
Good God.
I tell you, fam, listen.
My God today.
My God. Manipulators beware. So catch us next Tuesday. We'll continue the conversation.
Yes.
4 stages of manipulation. The first one is going to be interesting because all of us do it. And we don't realize we're doing it. 4 stages of manipulation. Thursday, 6 a.m. We are praying with you, for you.
Yes.
We got Thursday. We are thanking God when we pray. There's a lot of things we are going to give thanks for.
Yes.
And so that's what we are going to do. Sunday, 9 a.m. We'll catch you for the Sunday exchange. So last Sunday, we're leaving. We had a surprise guest. Bobby Caldwell made his way into the church room. And he talked about what you won't do for love. And so we've been talking about the summer soundtrack. So catch us next Sunday as we continue the summer soundtrack. What you won't do for love. We may dance a little bit, but
what you won't do for love. And just remember, those of you that's joined late, DU will be at 6:15 Thursday, not 6:30, 6:15. Be on the lookout for your emails. Thank y'all for joining us. We love y'all. Take care. Have a good night.
Later.